How's it going, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Brian, and in today's video we are taking a look at Boeing because Boeing, gosh, what is going on with Boeing? Why has it been selling off slowly but gradually for the last 2 weeks? Gosh dang it, what the heck is going on? This is my update video from my last Boeing video, which I was warning people that Boeing was reaching its all-time high and it was probably gonna stop and capture some bag holders, which unfortunately it seems like it did. Anyone who purchased at 235 and all the way to the top of 244, unfortunately right now will be bag holding. And that is just my prediction. I know it sounds horrible, but Boeing has that tendency. Right now, if I'm looking at the daily charts on Webull, get 4 free stocks by opening up an account and depositing your first $100 so you can start investing and or trading on Webull. It's a great platform. I really like it because if I was on Robinhood, I wouldn't know what the heck is going on. The chart would be a line and it'd be ugly and I wouldn't be able to read what the story is being told by Boeing. And unfortunately, history is repeating itself. Look at this, okay? Look at this pattern right here. If we zoom out, and zoom all the way out, when Boeing tends to have a rally, it rallies really fast, really hard before selling off and then skidding upwards again and then just selling off gradually for a long period of time. From here to here, this was March, the beginning of May, all the way to the end of June before we got good news, a good outlook on Boeing, and it rallied again, crazy upwards, a dip and a little dead cat bounce, and before trading slowly downwards for the longest period of time, which probably made people so upset who were holding Boeing, because it was in a downwards trend very gradually for 4 or 5 months. And then obviously we got great news. The vaccine is rolling out, the Rona no more, and Boeing rallied its hardest in the last month, going as much as from 150, let's say 155-ish, all the way to 244 for a nice 50, almost 60% gain to anyone who bought at around these price points. And now what I'm seeing is a lot of people who were purchasing anywhere under $200 starting to sell their shares, especially because Boeing is, even though it rallied, the company is still facing so many problems. For that reason, it's going to be trading downwards for a long period of time. If history is to repeat itself again in this zone right here, gradual decline. In this period right here, gradual decline. I'm just going to say that Boeing's going to be trading up and down for a couple of days, but overall in a downwards trend. And I don't think it will go under $200. So if you're thinking about buying shares, maybe now is the time to just be picking some up whenever you feel like it. There's really no projections for Boeing other than this is where it's at in its current state. Today and yesterday it had a gradual sell-off. Unfortunately, some people are not liking that. I will say it seems like the smart money is out of Boeing for the time being, especially because even though the vaccine is out and we are getting projections that everything should go back to normal, there should be a travel boom.
It is time! It's time for the light round!
Well, you know, that's just the positive news you hear on the news. That's just positive press that tries to be pushed out. But the unfortunate truth is, due to Boeing's uncertainty in their planes, just with that issue is a big one. The fact that the 737 was having issues. Yes, in some countries they're starting to fly again, but that is not enough of a catalyst to rally the stock. If anything, it lost its potential as it was forming a nice, beautiful wedge, but it broke out to the downside. For that reason, like I said, if Boeing starts rallying, it's literally just going to be trapping people downwards. Again, look at the history, look at the charts. We tend to trend downwards after a huge rally. I won't be surprised to see this hit a low of 200, but I'm not foreseeing it to go under 200. Other than that, all I'm predicting and all I'm projecting is a repeat of its history. Any positive news will make it rally, but it's just going to be trapping people, in my opinion, as more smart money gets out of Boeing. The only reason Boeing would have another tremendous rally and taking it from 220 where it's at right now all the way to, let's say, almost $300 into the next trading zone of 300 and higher. But I will be more conservative, and I will say from the trading zone of 280 all the way to 320, it's gonna have to have a huge catalyst, and more than likely all their issues are solved. Boeing is getting so many orders, pre-orders for planes. The travel boom, it was more than expected. People are trying to travel left and right, going from here to there, and Boeing is just getting an influx of cash. But gosh, it's just not happening right now, and I don't see it happening for a good while. Maybe we might even like right here, my wedge seems to be ending around March. Maybe this wedge will be crazier and will go all the way to July to August. Maybe Boeing will just be trending slowly downwards for a whole 6-7 months before we get a nice, beautiful breakout, a rally. Then Boeing might be one of those sleeper stocks that are entering hibernation right now. Like I said, we already know the news, okay? We already know the news in the sense that the vaccine is here. We should get out of lockdowns. Some countries, some states are in lockdowns, and once those are over, okay, then we should rally. But the unfortunate truth is, I really don't think so. Boeing has rallied as much as it would have already. As a trader, I'm not even wanting to touch it because I've gotten slapped before. Okay, even though I had this nice trend line, Boeing tends to behave in its own unique way, and I've decided to stop trading Boeing because I've been burned a couple of times before. I wasn't ready for this put position, which, gosh darn it, if I had the feeling, I should have taken a put right here. But nevertheless, like I said, Boeing is a crazy child, is a crazy stock. It could have just rallied last second upwards from 230 all the way to 240, but it didn't. It's trading downwards. I think, as I continue to repeat myself, I believe Boeing is going to be a sleeping stock. If you want to be adding shares into your portfolio for the long term, because in essence, Boeing is going nowhere. It's one of those companies that's too big to fail. It's always going to get helped by the government here and then. So just adding to your portfolio whenever you like, at 220, at 210, 215, 200, never really timing it, but just adding Boeing for the long run. That's a very good plan, because this stock is going to bring great fortune to those who are patient. Right now, if you want a quick win on Boeing, it's not going to happen. It's not going to rally from one day to another to all-time highs, to the next all-time high. It might rally back to support, to touch its old support, which is now resistance at 227.73. Might rally up there this next week, but then again, I believe it's going to be a sell-off after that. So this stock might be sleeping for a good while before we see its next big leg up, or hopefully not, because I don't want to be the bearer of bad news and a terrible catalyst of maybe Boeing is going under, and for that reason its stock might really plummet. I mean, has it before? Well, yes, this was due to the Rona, but look how dramatic even this was. Even if it was to have dropped 50% from its old highs of around 330, 50% should have been 150, but it went as low as $89. So Boeing can plummet, but for it to do that, for Boeing to plummet hard, unlikely. Most likely, again, like Boeing, the company itself is going underwater, going bankrupt, blah blah blah. But again, Boeing is one of those companies that goes hand in hand with the government, so it's not going to happen. We're just going to be trading downwards for a while. If you think I'm wrong, well, let me know down in the comments below. I tried to do some research. I know I saw Kramer saying Boeing is a buy. I agree too. Boeing is a buy, but you're gonna have to be patient. Maybe this could be your year to be adding a couple of shares. They are pretty pricey at 120, but if you end up grabbing 10 shares throughout this year, that's $2,000 invested into your portfolio. And I really do believe in the long run, within this next decade, at the end of 2030, it'll be back at $300, $400, $500 a share, especially with all this funny money being printed up in the economy. Of course, it's going to go into stocks. All right, guys, let me know down below with the comments, what are your thoughts? Are you investing in Boeing? Are you trimming some of your positions? Personally, if I had great faith in Boeing and I'm like, oh yes, it's going to go to 300 within the end of next year, I would get a long call. That's what I like to do. It's like how I like to buy some stock. Well, I like to buy an option for that controls 100 shares, and I would do a long call. If I would to be very bullish on it for the long run, I would go out and buy like a January 2023 call contract for 330, but for 360, and that's only for the price tag of, oh nice, 20. The last contract sold was for $2,314, but unfortunately I do not foresee that. Maybe if it starts wedging in, and who knows how the world is looking at around March, April, May of next year. Hopefully there's better news. Hopefully the travel boom is booming, and then maybe I would want to consider a long contract. Like I said, with Boeing repeating itself, when it rallies, it rallies. So I actually do like that, but for that reason, again, if you're going to invest for the long term, start adding some to your portfolio. Don't time it. Don't look at the stock, what it does day to day. It's going to do its thing, but over the long run, like I said, in the next decade, I have a great feeling it's going to do amazing, but unfortunately, there's no next decade call contract for 2030. Oh gosh. So I'll have to wait for that. That's just my investing strategy for myself. All right, guys. See you guys in the next one. I've been rambling on too much. I hope you enjoyed this video. If I should do another video on another popular stock, let me know down in the comments below which one I should take a look at, give you guys my thought process, look at the history, and see what's going on. All right, see you then.
Liftoff of the Falcon 9 and Crew Dragon. Go NASA, go SpaceX, Godspeed, Bob and Dog.
Godspeed indeed.
Vehicle pitching downrange.